What up, Face Off fans? We are so excited about the second episode of Face Off All-Stars, so stick around. We are talking about Season 11, Episode 2, The Devil is in the Details.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Down to Georgia, he was looking for a soul.
I was in Georgia, and I was having a great time.
And you found me there.
I did.
Yes. I was going back home for a visit, and I ran into Alexis, who was just there looking for souls, too.
Hey, that's my jam.
This episode was my jam,
No,
too.
like,
I
for real.
loved this one.
So good.
So good. So we'll dive right into it. But first, make sure that you guys, while you're listening on iTunes, hop on over to YouTube, subscribe to us there, and vice versa. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe to us on iTunes. Also, be sure to keep up with us on Twitter and on all of our social medias using that hashtag ABTVFaceoff. You can also find me on Twitter at Elena Jordan, because I'm your host, Elena Jordan. You can also find me on Instagram at that Elena Jordan girl. And today I am joined by my amazing, devilishly gorgeous co-host,
thank you.
Alexis Torres.
Hello, I am bringing that bedazzled back, okay?
Boom.
Also, that movie was amazing, sorry.
So good.
Thank you. You can find me all over social media, and we're all shenanigans will ensue. At ATorres890, that's ATORRES 890, and a lot of people were talking about this episode to me because there was a bride in it, and I was like, ha ha,
Yes.
you guys are real funny. Also, I would totally dress up as our bride, or our devil angel bride. I would do it.
Which was so funny, too, that they started out the episode coming into the church, and
I was
then
like-
Nico and Kat.
I totally agreed with her where she was like, this would have been a perfect opportunity. Mackenzie's ordained, and I was like, oh my god. I really want my fiance to know that I would love if Mackenzie could date us, but that would suck because that's his dad is ordaining us, and I would feel weird. But I would also be like, can you imagine?
You
Mackenzie
can get married
up there?
twice.
I can.
You can do, you know, you can
She'll just stand next to him, and she'll just be wearing this glittery outfit. It's gonna be amazing.
They need to do another episode like the like Corpse Bride episode.
I want it.
So then
I
you
want
can
it.
get married on Face Off, and I can be there
crying in the corner, just being like,
crying the whole time. And they're like, half of it is like, she's so beautiful, and I'm so stressed out for everyone.
for everyone. But yeah, I felt bad for Kat because she was like, missed opportunity. I was like,
But
girl.
it's so funny because it's like,
Wait.
he is such a sweetheart, and they are such a cute couple, and
he's
he's
just
so romantic too that you're like, okay, you can't really hold it against him.
Yeah, he's probably thinking of, oh my god, what Face Off is going to do to me. Not like, oh, I could also add to the stress of trying to make this makeup, also trying to get a wedding started. Surprise!
Plus, what if you didn't make it to that? Well, I guess, yeah, because they don't know that
Yeah,
it's not going
so
to be
that could
eliminated
be-
every week.
Yeah,
so,
so you're like, maybe this is it. This is how we go
that would be
with a wedding.
Can you imagine if you set it up and you didn't make it to the when
Oh
you were
my God,
going to
that
get?
would make me so sad. You're like on the altar.
No.
You're like, also, congratulations, you are now Mr. and Mrs. I don't know his last name, but also you are all Face Off. Goodbye. I'm like, oh my god, my heart is broken.
Yeah, it's like, all right, just go on your honeymoon. That's a good way to spend it.
Yeah.
But missed opportunities aside, still amazing week, amazing makeups from them and from everybody pretty much
this week.
And I loved that this week the challenge, of course, there's going to be a twist.
I love how she even said it too. She was like, twist, and I was like,
Yes! They're not holding back. They're like announcing them. It makes me so excited.
It's fantastic.
And I love too that the previously on includes Sig talking about, he's like, honestly, you know, I'm just, Mackenzie legitimately scares me.
No, and I was like, yeah, I totally agree with you.
She's like a gorgeous angel that you're like, I know you could hurt me if you wanted.
Please don't hurt me. Please.
These challenges,
Please.
they could be tough.
Be gentle with me, Mackenzie.
So this one, they find out that they're going to be making two makeups, an angel and a devil. One is going to be representing the group together, their positive attribute,
So cool.
and then their negative attribute, which
was
I
like-
love.
I felt like I was in an interview. What is your strengths and your weaknesses? Also put it in your
Yeah.
makeup. I'm like, oh my god.
That really is like the most legit makeup interview that you could
think
get.
of.
Like makeup artist interview is like,
Yeah.
all right, what are your strengths and your weaknesses?
Oh, also show
me
us.
visually. And then the big twist,
Is you have to put it on the same
same model.
I was like, I'm already stressed out. We haven't even started yet. I'm sweating.
2 makeups, 1 model.
So I didn't know if it was going to be like a two-face thing where it had to be like a half, but then I like that that's not what everybody did. There was like, you could do the back piece, or you could do it on the stomach, and I was like, this is cool.
That's what I think we're really seeing that the All-Stars is coming into play, because we're getting the chance to see amazing makeups right out the gate. Hell's Gate.
Oh, it has started.
It has begun. So it's incredible, the level of talent and artistry that we're seeing, and it's cool too getting to see people get really excited, like Adam talking about how he's a theology nerd, so he's really all geared up.
Adorable.
Yeah.
I was like, stop it, you nerd.
I love it. And like Kaylin hasn't gotten to do like a duality makeup, so she's like all excited to do something new. Like, it's just cool getting to see these people that we've already seen that we know do such great work get excited about
something that they're kind of doing that's new, or something that really intrigues them. It's really cool to see them nerd out.
I'm really excited about it. You know what else I'm really excited about is a brand new TV show that is just, if you are ready for your new TV obsession, Thursdays tonight. The network that gave you Vampire Diaries, Gossip Girl, is bringing you the awesomely dark and addictive new series, Riverdale.
Have you watched? It is insane.
It's crazy. And it's based, of course, on the Archie comics. So Riverdale it puts an edgy, twisted spin on these classic characters that you know. So whether you're the good girl like Betty, or if you're more of a Veronica, or like kind of, golden boy Archie, or if, just kind of the misunderstood loner. Jughead. I love what they're doing with Jughead's character too.
Oh, for real.
So good.
This is not what I grew up with, but I'm totally fine with it.
I'm so into it. Like, it's such a good modern adaptation of an adaptation of what we grew up loving. So whichever character you're secretly crushing on, it carries over. It's nice. So Riverdale looks like the perfect, safe, wholesome small town, but it's actually got these huge secrets.
Twists.
Dun, dun, dun. So it starts off with a new year at Riverdale High and the mysterious murder of one of its most popular kids. Like most good shows, starts out with some traumatic event.
That's usually a horror movie start. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. And then, of course, everybody becomes a suspect. So then that's when the sword details come out about what everyone really did over the summer and with whom.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And all of it begins to surface. So you will not believe what the people in this town are hiding. Don't miss the brand new must-see drama Riverdale, Thursdays 9/8 Central, only on the CW.
Yeah, no, if you guys have not watched it, it's
good.
So
right after
good.
this show, go check it out.
Go check it out and tell me what you guys think, because I would like to know. Because
you can tweet about all the things that you love. We here at AfterBuzz TV, again, we have hundreds and hundreds of shows, after shows for most everything that you
100
love.
shows a week, guys. 100 shows a week. Like,
not a small number. So be sure to subscribe to all of them. Check us out, AfterBuzzTV.com. But let's dive right on into these makeups. First, Gage and Rachel did Team Rage.
I love it every time. I'm just like, look at them go.
I love it. They're letting the Team Rage really show with they wanted their attributes to be selfishness and emotionally giving.
Yes.
So the devil is kind of like this parasite, and this is a really cool idea to have the laced hands, the
so
spine,
creepy.
which is such a creepy detail that I wish we honestly could have seen a little bit more of.
I was a little sad because we did get to see her putting on her molds of prosthetics of the fingers, but like I didn't get to see much detail into them. And I do agree with V. It is a little muddy, but like also the camera doesn't really give us like a great angle. So I was like, I don't know. I just see a lot of dark in the middle and then fingers.
I think that's part 2 of why V loves things that are more luminescent, is because on camera
it looks real good.
Things muddy a little bit more when it's matte and when it's darker colors, especially. It's like we even saw Michael Westmore giving us that detail.
Did, yeah, where he was like, don't paint it all black because you have really good lines here. It's gonna look weird, and I'm really glad they didn't go that route. But I liked the way it looks up front. Like I love that he does look like a monk who's been possessed by this like devil parasite. Yeah. It's really cool.
It does just come across very cinematic.
Yeah, like I can totally see somebody, walking around and like blood dripping from his back and stuff. Like it's cool. It's just, it sucks that it didn't register the way that it was supposed to with the judges. But I did like the coloring that they did for the back. Like I like that it wasn't like this bright purpley red. It was like, let's make it a little darker. And I was like,
I like that it was a 360 makeup though.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. The only thing is because it has, you know, like the tunic on front, and because they always kind of show the frontward angle, I feel like it did kind of hurt them that they had such great detail that was behind. However, again, if we saw this, if they would add in, which I wish they would add in one season, a 360.
Dude, they gotta do it. Face Off. Like, just if they can do it at the Oscars.
We're getting the morphs. I'm like, then if they could do it at the Oscars,
you could do it for this because you want to see it, and I would like to see like a slow motion turn. You know,
Yeah.
Because at one point, like there are some where like they'll show you like it'll like spin really quickly and then spin again and then really freaking slow. Like I want that.
I want like a full 360 look because I want to see the detail. I want to see how it comes across when it's completely finished.
Yeah, I agree.
And I want more than just a quick close-up.
Face Off writers get on it, or
I'm
producers
into
get
it.
on it.
But I do like too that they did take into account Michael Westmore coming in and saying, you know, this is right now reading percent, like 80% devil.
I liked the percentage that he gave everybody of like, hey, you see more like 90% and like 10%, you know, this. So I'm real
That's
glad.
very helpful. I feel like he's getting really a lot more helpful with his feedback.
I just feel bad because he's usually used to someone coming in with him into the makeup room, so he just walks in, he's just like, hi everybody. And I'm like,
yeah, because there's no one
"Aw."
to announce him.
Yeah, so
Because he's not going to be like, everyone ready for Michael Westmore? Can you
I
imagine?
want him
And
to
he, like,
do
comes
that,
in and he's
though.
like, Michael Westmore.
And it's just like a like in the background. I would laugh.
Award winner.
Yeah. Flashing lights and everyone's like, what's happening?
What's going
So, like,
on?
trying
He's
to do
like,
makeup.
So tell me about this look.
And it just like shuts off. It's just like, and I'm here. All right, here we go.
All right, cool.
Oh my god, I love that. I want it so bad.
Yeah, I love that look. Having the whole way that they did it, using the press mold for the fingers.
So cool.
Genius. Good job. We love you, Team Rage. Crushing it. Now, another team that we absolutely love, Kaylin and Melissa.
Dude, I felt bad that, like, I mean, obviously they were safe. So, wait, yes?
Yes, they were
Okay.
safe. They got immunity last week.
But
they had the top look.
It looks like, I don't know how else to put it, but it looks like it could be on like a horror runway, like a Halloween runway.
It does. It
was
looks
very pretty.
It's very, very pretty. It's kind of America's Next Top Model-esque.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I was
I could see them putting like a Project Runway like dress on that and having like a 3-show crossover.
oh my god, that would be so cool. Sorry.
I'd be so into it.
I'm so down. I want it. Take my
I was like 2 looks, 3 reality shows.
and like,
One
from 3
epic event.
It's like 3 different networks. Can you imagine? That'd be insane. But yeah, like the fact that they were trying to say that the devil was like in, I don't know the word, enveloping, I guess. I don't really know how to say it, but she said that it was supposed to be like taking her over from like the legs up, and like that she was slowly transforming into the devil, I guess.
Yeah,
Even
which
though
I love that they were talking about how, you know, the horns are actually just a broken halo.
Which is true. And
Which
I was
is
like,
true.
That's
And
cool.
so, you know, having the angel represent structure, and then versus like the selfishness and the evil, self-critical devil
yeah.
creature. I mean, I think it came across. I think they did a really good job, and it was kind of sad to see, you know, Kaylin talking about the halo that she was
Yeah.
taking a risk on, and it could really pay off.
But how crazy was
too
it when
heavy.
she was making it? She's like, I can fabricate something. She's like, don't you dare! I put all this hard work into this, and then they had to do it anyway. And I was like, I'm sorry.
That's one of the like heartbreak things that you see on this show a lot, where you're like, come on, guys, no,
We can do it. But also, can we talk about how crazy it was that she just fabricated something within like minutes?
I know,
to
just
us,
like
for us,
whipped
it
it
was
up.
minutes. And yeah,
Incredible.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, our Halo didn't make it, but look, I made another one. And I was like, oh my god, you guys are so talented.
So amazing.
So
Love it.
talented.
Love it. Oh, by the way, talking about how much we love hearing from you guys. If you want to call in during the show and give us your feedback on what you think of these looks, we are taking calls tonight. 424-256-1729. Again, that's 424-256-1729. But let's just keep talking about some of our other favorite looks that were safe this week.
Yeah, no, let's go for it.
George and Sig.
Dude, I loved this makeup. So freaking cool. That stained glass.
That stained glass was
one's-
so clever. This
But
was such a good idea.
But I love that even Glenn was like, it looks kind of like a Native American, you know, with the things
Yeah.
coming out. And I was like, I didn't even think about that, but like,
I didn't either, but it does look, when you
looks
look
like
at
a
it like that, it looks,
Dreamcatcher.
that's what I was going to say. It looks kind of Dreamcatcher-y,
but
which...
it's still cool though, because the fact that literally she is chiseling herself out
Yeah.
of What? Like, it's insane.
It's an insane look. I think the only thing that would have really set it apart and set it over the edge is if they moved those kind of feathery things down.
Yeah, so they're
that
pointing
would get
down
rid
instead of straight out.
Yeah, well, if they just took them off and put them like on the shoulders or something, so that it was more like hint of angel without adding that Native American aspect.
No, correct.
But having that stained glass around it and having because of course the two elements they wanted to incorporate were creativity and self-doubt,
which is great, especially for us artists, you know, like that makes so much sense.
100%. It's like for this show that is the most relatable thing you can.
Yeah, because especially we actually had a lot of that in this episode. A lot of people were doubting themselves and having a hard time finding their creative juices to get the concept that they wanted, which was really cool. But I love that even just the fact that it looked like they took pieces of stained glass and just stuck it into
and then
the
he was able to do that with like just some L200 and a vacuum form press plastic pieces.
I can't sometimes.
It's
I'm just like,
how they come up with these things.
And it's just so cool, especially with the gargoyle on the side.
Yes.
Like it looked like it was made out of stone. Like it's just incredible.
Because from far away, it looks like just kind of like a piece of armor until you get closer.
And you're like, whoa.
And then you almost see like the armor of self-doubt, which impedes your creativity, but also like massive. It's very great, like duality, and adds a lot of really cool metaphorical aspects
especially
to it.
like the coloring of it. It looked like stone, which I thought was fantastic. Like it's just
fantastic. The rationale too of using the stained glass so that it draws the attention to the face. Because the face is supposed to be like the representation of the creativity.
And the halo and just how it's just, and it's not overpowering it with all of the stone, you know, overtaking. It's more of just like the arms make sense and maybe a little bit of the shoulders and the head and then obviously the foot. Like I like that they didn't have to go all out. Like it's not like both feet or something, you know? Really good concept and I love it.
Very well done. Very well done. Now, another team that had kind of two causes to celebrate, because first we find out those teams are all safe.
Yes.
Then we find out our best and worst teams. One team is brought in and ends up being safe anyway, which is kind of another new, not really a twist, but an unusual aspect that we haven't seen. Yeah. Emily and Tyler.
Whoa, I think this one's my favorite.
This one is incredible. This is gorgeous, and it was also Tyler's birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Tyler! I mean, belated.
Way belated.
Belated, because obviously this was months ago.
I think you've all had birthdays since then, so,
I think so.
Happy birthday to everyone.
Yay! But no, I mean, I loved Kat's bride, but this one just because for just concept and also just the makeup corroding alone, just the fact that it looks like corroded metal
is incredible.
Like as soon as because we didn't really see much of them painting and things like that, and then as soon as she came out on stage and they did the close up, I was like, whoa, this is. And then as soon as the judges came back up, I was like, yeah, no, this was insane. The coloring is fantastic. And I love that every single judge was like, holy crap, this is insane.
I mean, and having their two elements, compassion and guilt, being perfectly represented, and having the literal erosion that we're seeing represented. It's such a good. We've seen. They've even mentioned in here how if you have a literal and figurative makeup, like Logan was saying, that's a little bit of both. It could be confusing, but it could also pay off really well.
It's a hit and miss, man.
It really is, and this is one that they kind of did a literal and metaphorical, and were able to perfectly execute it.
Right? Yeah.
So this is an example of how it's done very, very well. Absolutely loved it. And then especially because they were able to, they were ahead. Like they were pre-painting on day 2.
I know.
Which, it was cool too, getting to see Tyler get all excited that he gets to spend his birthday on Face Off.
Oh, I know, and they made him cupcakes and stuff. It was so cute. Sweet. I think this is is this the first time we've seen a birthday?
I think it is.
Yeah, because I don't remember them ever doing that before.
I don't think I've seen it.
I don't know. It's been a while.
Maybe.
Also.
Let us know. We could be wrong.
Yeah,
you guys are really good. Yeah. You tend to know when we're incorrect. So again, tweet at us. Use that hashtag ABTVFaceoff. But it was also cool too to see Emily and her saying she was so excited, and then juxtaposed with some of the other artists who were kind of bummed out. It was one of those happy and then immediately sad moments that Face Off is great
at doing. Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I absolutely love. The only thing was that they said that V said this was kind of lacking in recognition of the angel and devil this didn't necessarily represent the challenge as well. It was a gorgeous makeup, but the reason that I think it didn't really win or was a top look is because they felt that it didn't fully represent the challenge, which I don't know if I don't know if I fully agree with that, but
yeah, but I mean, whatever.
Whatever. They were safe. They were good.
Yeah.
They did a great look.
Yeah, I was excited for them.
Now, another group that actually thought they may be bottom look starting out.
And they weren't, which I was
not at all. They ended up being a top look. Ben and Evan. Evan point blank said that they felt like they might get eliminated, but he would not feel bad about it because he felt like it was awesome.
The sculpting on the arm itself is just, it is insane.
I will say though, I wish that Syfy would have shown more of the arm because it was a huge part of the makeup. And I think that was really left out of the episode.
I was also really upset because the way that the model was, she kept covering the side of her face that I wanted to see. And I thought that was weird because she was like doing all this stuff, and I was like, "Girl, turn around! I want to see the side. I want to see the other side of your face."
Again, 360 cam, man. See, I feel like our photos sometimes show a little bit better, the after photos than the actual ones they show. Because look at that arm; it's so cool.
Yeah, and I feel like
we barely got to see it.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not going to complain too much because obviously I love the show and everything's great.
So good.
It's just those little things.
We love it so much. We just want more.
We want to see everything.
We want every detail because they're all great.
But yeah, no, I don't know who was it. I don't know whose arm that they modeled from that. So freaking awesome.
It's so good. They did such a great job. So theirs was, unconditionally selfish versus, the kindness and the giving.
Yeah.
Or the unconditional, like unselfishness.
No, I know what you meant.
And then the devil is taking advantage of that kindness. Yep. And so this one, originally they're all worried because day one they have to start over.
Well, I like that they decided to get rid of the cowl on the top where the devil's eating her head. I was like, I feel like that would have been too much.
I think so too. And it was smart of them to say, we bit off more than we could chew with the legs of the last one. It didn't really, if we had had more time and could have done 8 legs, that would have been amazing, but we ran into time constraints. Let's keep it clean and simple.
Yep.
Let's not risk. Let's show that we learn each week, which I think is a really big thing that the judges look at too.
Exactly.
Is seeing, did you take what you learned last week? Did you apply it to this week? And I think that's part of why they were a top look is because they were smart and they just added, the devil wrapping his arms around and kind of absorbing the angel character, which I thought was great. And of course having the luminescence on the face.
So cool.
V is gonna
I was like,
done.
Done.
You got a well thought out great job from V, which that's really all you can aspire to.
Yeah, I'm like, that's
unless
good
you're
enough.
Kaylin and you get a bitchin'.
No, I know. I will never forget that. I was like, who are you right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
It was great.
Good for you, Ve Neill. I mean,
yeah. Neville, of course, though, has to throw in, this is a stark, I hear compliment, a stark contrast to last week.
I know, and I was
Don't forget my witty quip about butter and a crab.
I was like, shut up. It's just,
sounds like he's being a little crabby about that first makeup.
I won't let that one slide because that was pretty funny.
We let it slide like butter off a crab.
Damn it. You lost me already.
You give me one and I'd take it away. So let's talk about the look that.
I'm just kidding.
Let's talk about the look that ended up winning this week.
Dude.
Our first elimination challenge, we get our second winners, which don't get any immunity, right?
No, I don't think so. I think they
just win and they get just accolades.
Well, because there's nobody who's getting eliminated next week, so it's fine.
Right, so it wouldn't make sense to have 2 teams.
Holy crap, these wings. Can we talk about these wings?
This one is incredible. Now, I think the reason that this one won is because they wanted to incorporate the loyalty and jealousy, and they wanted it to be very representative of themselves. And so since they're getting married, having a bride representing loyalty also made me think about you.
Oh my god, that's what I'm gonna look like.
I hope not.
I'm just kidding. I don't think that would fit with my Lord of the Rings theme wedding.
Like, okay.
I blame Face Off. But no, I think I just love the fact that it wasn't too much, and it wasn't the fact that literally like Two-Face where it was literally like down the middle. I love that they decided to take the veining over a little bit into the face. It's so good.
They're such a good team, and you can tell they're such a good team both working and personally.
Yes.
So it's great to see them on camera, and it's awesome to see them working together. And it's always fun when you get to see those little things thrown in, like when Nico's talking about the wings and he's like, I think she's crazy, but I'm gonna trust her. And I was like, that's why they have such a great relationship too, because
he's
he
just
knows.
He's like, I'm just gonna let her work, and I will just, if she wants to deal with it, that's fine.
But it ended up really working out.
The silhouette was what got me. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna look so good. And when the lights came on, I was like, oh, just sign me up. It looks so good.
It was absolutely amazing.
Because it wasn't overbearing and it wasn't too subtle. It was literally like a perfect meld of the two. And
using the armature wire for the wings, and having the wings without having to, adding all of those feathers, which did take a long time, but really paid off because Neville even says having these anatomically looking wings.
And it was correct. Like, it doesn't look like it's coming out of like her butt or something.
Right. And it's such an insane visual that is such an intrinsic part of the look.
So good.
And then having that juxtaposed with what V calls the most beautiful beauty makeup on the show.
I mean, it's tough. Like, we all know that every time we watch Face Up, beauty makeup's always that thing that ends up either really making you look good or really, like, stabbing you in the back. So I like that. Also, the good thing about her wedding beauty makeup was, again, wedding makeup is supposed to look kind of natural and very subtle. So I like that she didn't, like, let's put a red lip on her and some crazy cat eyes and stuff. Like, she looks like a blushing bride, period.
It's cool because this is one of the very few times that we've seen them incorporate a human beauty makeup.
That's
because
true.
we've seen beauty makeups that are like a space alien that's in a beauty pageant.
I keep forgetting about that.
But it's very rare that we ever see, if you had a bride on her wedding day, what would she look like? Because that's not normally a challenge that would be super challenging for the show.
Hey, we got a bunch of brides, just do the beauty makeup. Enjoy.
But being able to see, I mean, this is literally just your entire portfolio on one face. It's
like, for real.
Just incredible. Like, look at what I can do. I can do everything.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, can you show us something a little bit that's more demonic and also something pretty? Oh, well, I have the perfect thing for you.
Here's both in one.
Yeah. I'm pretty amazing. Like, it was so great, and I love that they're two, like, the fact that they didn't even hesitate that this is what they wanted to do, was to take something that, because they're such a powerhouse of a couple, that they're like, we also have our flaws, and we want to put that onto our makeup. And I was like, you guys are so cute, stop it.
And this, of course, we see too. This is the one that Michael Westmore said, "Don't put too much of the black on because we don't lose the details." I'm so glad they
decided to do that.
Yeah, we see how they were able to take that note and really apply it and do dark, but be able to incorporate those highlights so that you don't lose any of the detail of it.
It's
so
great.
Very deserved win. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, I teared up a little
Absolutely
bit.
phenomenal. But unfortunately, there were a couple looks this week that missed the mark.
Hold on,
just a little bit.
Before you move on, Kim Leachman in the chat was like, "Oh, she looked like my sister on her wedding day," and I'm like, "Damn, girl."
Oh, ouch!
I don't know if that means a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if you're talking about the beauty makeup on one side or the other side.
That could go either way.
So I don't know what you meant by that, but either woo or damn.
I feel like that's normally the bridesmaids before and after the reception.
Yeah, especially after that open bar.
Yeah.
Woof.
That's the look. It's like 4:00 in the afternoon, 4:00 in the morning.
No, like, for real. Like, that's what you get. Oh man, that's hysterical.
It's the wedding guest makeup.
No, for real. This is like, but yeah, I'm sad about these next two makeups that we have to look at.
It did make me a little sad, especially because we love these guys.
I know, especially
Adam and Logan.
You see, it's rough because I liked their concept. I didn't understand the way that they did it. Again, I'm not saying that this was terrible.
Yeah.
I was confused because I was like, why is lust in his stomach?
Which, again, this is what Logan said. If you do something that's both literal and metaphorical, it could potentially be confusing. And unfortunately,
it was kind of confusing.
It was a bit confusing. And it was one of those that, Neville even says, I think the big problem, the wig really pulled away.
I know, but that wasn't, I don't know what they were going to do with that.
I don't understand. Well, Adam mentioned that with the feathers, the cape, the loincloth, the wig, all of these other accessories, they were kind of running tight on time.
Right.
But Neville says, this looks kind of ridiculous, and that's something you should have seen. But it's one that I wish that they would have had enough time to kind of take a step back and go, okay, let's cut the hair, or let's do something with it. Let's, give it some sort of other aspect, because that was the main thing that I was looking at.
They look like George of the Jungle, but
it does. It looks very like Tarzan with something trying to escape out of Tarzan.
Stop it, guys. Yeah, because in my brain I'm thinking...
brilliant metaphor.
Yeah, I feel bad, because again, we're not here to trash on the makeup. That's not the point.
It's not, because it's such a good... It's such a good concept. It's just the execution fell a little bit flat.
Yeah.
And, and it's one, too, that they had such a good concept of... I love, too, that they say, they both have the same positive attribute if they really take care of the people that they love. And so they have the protection guardian aspect.
Yeah, so the guardian angel, that made sense to me.
And then Adam says that Logan doesn't really have any negative.
Which is so funny, because after we've met him from, what was it, 2 seasons ago?
A couple seasons back. God, I agree. He is the sweetest person in the world.
He's the sweetest person in the world. He's just a cool, rad guy to hang out with.
Yeah, just a super chill dude.
But I love how Adam was just like, lust. I was like, sure. Let's throw that in there. Why not? I mean, sure. Not to say that wasn't the thing. It caught me off guard, because I was like, oh, okay, all right, fine.
Yeah, that kind of caught me a little off guard, too.
All right.
Because we've hung out with Adam, too, and we're like, he's not a sleazeball.
No, he's a very gentleman kind of guy.
Yeah, he's very chivalrous.
But I also don't hang out with him on the regular, so I don't know if maybe he's just he's like, hey, girl, hey.
That's why his hair is so high.
I knew it. It's filled with secrets and seeing.
Regina George.
No, but I love it, because I was thinking, I'm like, oh, is that why he loves the color red so much? You just full of those devilishly sinful things of lust.
I like it.
Red hot lust.
I like it.
But yeah, I feel bad, because the fact that it was just so cool, and then it just looked very strange on the very end of last look. So I was like,
that's the thing, is that, they said with the weird kind of angle of it just kind of, quote, jammed on.
Yeah.
It was one that I think could have gone better if they had maybe communicated a little bit more from the beginning, because I feel like, again, such a cool concept of having the lust aspect thrown in, and having literally something from inside you seducing you from the inside out is such a cool idea.
Yeah.
And they did a really cool literal adaptation of that.
Yeah.
It just fell a little bit flat, and I think it was more the accessories than the makeup.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is always a little disappointing.
I think the makeup of the stomach was really cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have such great talent, and it's even in this, it's very much executed.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah,
I think it's extremely talented.
I think it's literally the props and the accessories. That was what killed them.
If they had had more time to style the accessories, I think that it would have been a much more successful look. And I feel like even overall, it wasn't that bad.
Well, it looks like people in the chat agree. They said that an evil Jane, that would be interesting, and that they never would have guessed that lust was gonna be his weakness. It's whatever, whatever, dude. But yeah, but the next one, I'm kind of on the same boat with the judges. I felt like
I do unfortunately agree with the look that went home tonight. It was so sad seeing anybody go home, especially after last week when it was just joy and happy times. Yeah. This season is gonna kill me. This up and down. Every other week is awesome.
Yeah, and it's just a bucket of tears. It's just, there's just a lot going on. I didn't understand, you can do the introductory before we get into it.
So Jasmine and Stella, unfortunately...
rough 3 days, dude.
Had a rough time with this one. The problem was, day one, they just could not come up with a concept. So they were already way behind. And we've seen this before.
Oh, yeah.
Where, if you, right out the gate, if you don't come up with an idea that you can execute, even if it's something that you have to start over, if you just have nothing from the get-go, it's going to put you way behind, and it's probably going to end in a bottom look, or, as we saw this week, an elimination. So even when Michael Westmore came in, he said, they were saying, well, what if we put wings on it? And he's like, well, that'd be confusing, because then it's just a devil with wings. So they're not really getting any feedback that's, for them, a constructive thing. We're just seeing kind of, that's not going to work. But what we saw on the show, at least, very few other alternatives being given.
Yeah.
And it's not until they get so frustrated that they go outside and kind of argue with each other and start calling each other stubborn that they realize, hey, we are both pretty stubborn. Let's incorporate that into our makeup.
So I liked the bull concept, but it didn't look like a bull, right?
It didn't look too much like a bull, but at least it didn't look like bullshit.
Oh, no, you're right. No.
Hey. I stopped.
No, I'm real proud of you. Oh my god. Sorry, I was just hearing it in my head. Just like, boo. But like, it just didn't hit the quota for me because I also didn't understand the middle. That heart.
That was the problem, like, too, was that they said that the heart was put in the center and it didn't look like his heart because it not being in the right anatomical place did make it look like it was just he had somebody else's heart, or it was like a heart as a shield.
Yeah, and it was like the fact that it was supposed to be from an angel. Either way, it didn't work out very well.
And just, I mean, even from the beginning, just seeing kind of their faces and that look of confusion and dismay.
It didn't look
and
very
last
good.
week they felt like they were kind of out of their element. And
also Ve Neill with it looks like slugs on his forehead. I was like, I didn't even think about that until you said something.
And V throwing in that sass. I'm like,
man,
let's put some salt on that slug sass.
I know.
And
oh my god, I just got that. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh,
because she's so salty.
Oh my god. But yeah.
So yes, unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to these guys who were having a rough time with it.
It was just a rough episode. It was a rough thing for them.
Either way, they made it. They were all stars. They get to say, hey, I was on Face Off. I did great on my season, and then I was an all-star, and I, even if they were the first two, I gave it their all-star.
Yeah.
So we were very sad to see them go, but as Neville said, you know, you've done so much positivity. You've taken plenty of positivity from this. That's what you should take. Yeah. Definitely keep going, and of course, we're going to see more from them. So we're excited to
it's gonna be fun.
See what all of their future holds. And we're excited to see what next week holds because
we were only 2 episodes in and my
Monster High.
Yeah, I'm like, my blood pressure is just gonna go up. It's gonna be insane.
And we're very excited too because, of course, Kaylin Ashley, the physical embodiment of Monster High, graduated, is going to be joining us. So yay! We're excited to have Kaylin in the studio. Be sure to stick around next week. In the meantime, where can we find more from you?
You can find me all over social media, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that great stuff. YouTube at Torres 890. That's ATORRES 890.
Nice. And you guys can find me on Twitter at Elena Jordan and on Instagram at That Elena Jordan Girl. Also, if you are a fan of Syfy, again, assume you are because you're watching the show on Syfy.
Yeah.
I am in a radio drama with Lee Shackelford from Star Trek Next Generation. Yay. He wrote this awesome radio drama about space and whatnot. You can check it out at relativitypodcast.com. And again, you can always catch us here on AfterBuzzTV.com. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.